3 weeks out of the year, you guys have got after it, which is a special thing. Touring guys, you guys have went location to location against the best of the best at every racetrack. And a lot of times, our touring guys were in the top 10 chasing for wins. So, round of applause to all of our weekly drivers and our touring guys. And we'd also like to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Listen, without sponsors and racers, you guys, teams, you guys know without sponsorship this day and time, it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen for us, doesn't happen for you all. So we want to say a big thank you to them. Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts has come on board. What a year it's been. A big thank you to them. Benny and his wife is here with us tonight. A big thank you to them. Chevrolet Performance. I mean, that's a huge deal for all of us. I mean, what GM is able to do for Crate Racing is just enormous. What it's been able to do for Crate Racing USA is special. Hoosier Racing Tires. David and his staff here with us here this weekend. Hands down, best of the best when it comes to performance on the racetrack. Couldn't do it without them. VP Racing Fuels, VP Racing Lubricants. Great group of folks. Glad to have them on board as well. Knowles Race Parts and Bodies, Cruise with the Champions, KRC Power Steering, and Velocita by Melissa Markowitz. Melissa and Jason are here with us. I think Jason was the key of the tech seminar yesterday, if you all didn't get to see that. So Richie can vouch for that. So a big thank you and a round of applause to our sponsors and the folks that are here that make Crate Racing USA what it is. So you guys make some noise for them as well. As we normally do, we kick off our banquet with our series director, Adam Stewart. He's going to come up and give our State of the Series address. But before we get into that, I need the top 10 of our modified sportsmen. I need you guys over here. This is going to be our staging lanes. So when I say your division, your series, go to staging lanes, I'll need you guys over here. What we'll do is we'll get you taken care of over here, Ethan and Brandy and Carolyn, and you'll come across, you'll come up here, and you'll give your speech, and we'll get you to go this way and step right over here and get a ticket. Chris and Kristen's going to give you a ticket. Now listen, when you get your ticket, everybody stick around until this is over because we've got something extra special that Chris is going to explain a little bit later on with Speed Sport TV. So everybody hang tight with us until this is over. It could be worth it for quite a few of you all. So when you come across, make sure you get your ticket. All of our champions from each division touring series stick around too because we're going to get a photo outside with all of our champions from all of our series all together in front of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA banner. So at this time, top 10 of modified sportsmen, if you guys will come over here to staging, we'll welcome Series Director Adam Stewart up here for the State of the Series address.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You'll notice I do have notes for our drivers' meeting that we've all heard a million times, but I don't do many notes. I think things are much better when you do it from your heart and from your head. So just a few things I'll hit. I won't intentionally miss anybody. First, Cody mentioned having to move the banquet. That was not an ideal situation for anybody. Unfortunately, we cannot control the weather. The facility was gracious enough to be able to move that back. I hope everyone has enjoyed their time here. Dollywood's HeartSong Resort. It's a beautiful facility. We were able to secure that. So make sure you see the staff here. Thank them for the job they've done serving dinner. And the bar staff outside, they're still there. If those of you wanted to do that, we've still got tickets. So if you need one, run one of us down. We'll make sure you get you a drink. So get your nerves settled before you get up here. All of the drivers, we encourage everybody that's coming up tonight, make sure you're talking to the microphone where your mom and dad and everybody and your sponsors will know that you appreciate them. We do have this going out on our Facebook page live, so everybody that couldn't be here has an opportunity to see it. Special thanks to Chris Grainer with Speed Sport TV, who is the company that heads up our Crate Racin USA TV. Logan Gibson, who does most of that, had to go back for a birthday party as well. And Chris has graciously stuck around and handled a lot of this and the audio visual, so we appreciate what he does. Don't forget to get those tickets. I'm telling you, I promise you'll want to hold on to those tickets for something we're going to do later tonight. So, state of the series, one thing that I enjoy seeing tonight and looking through our top 10 in points and the people that are here and are being rewarded tonight are a lot of young guys. I'm very encouraged to see a lot of young racers coming up. Our local tracks, if you go to a local racetrack, we're fortunate enough to be involved in a racetrack as well. If you look around, a lot of the people there are either white-headed or not there because they're not with us anymore. So to see a youth movement is definitely something that we're encouraged about and that we really want to get behind. So you'll see us always trying to highlight our youth movement and young drivers. So we appreciate all you moms and dads and sponsors and everybody that helped these young guys come and do this. And we're very excited to see that. Speaking of youth movement, you see something we talked about yesterday at our promoters meeting was we're going to do a fantasy racing champion through Crate Racin USA next year. So you'll see that come out in the next few weeks where we'll do fantasy racing challenge at all of our touring events, and we will crown a fantasy racing champion at our banquet next year. We'll invite them. They'll get a trophy. So something just to get more involvement from maybe a kid that's not able to have a race car or work on a race team. He can have some involvement. He can build his own race team and follow what we do. That in turn gets you out there. So we encourage you to participate in that, make the most of it. If you see something we can do to help you do that in your local community, please reach out and let us know. Crate Racin USA TV is something that a lot of you participate in. We appreciate that. When Chris gets up here in a little bit and explains sort of what we're going to do later, you'll understand why Crate Racin USA TV is something that we're trying to use as a tool to give back to our racers. So we encourage you to continue to do that. Encourage your local racetrack. If you've got a local racetrack that's interesting in the streaming stuff, I know that's a big thing in our industry right now. Give us a call. We will help your racetrack get set up. That way you can watch, you can see your things, you can tell your grandparents who are not able to be there how to log in and watch. And then as a result of our Crate Racin USA TV growth, we're able to give back with that. We'll be explaining that in just a little bit. This year as well, we were fortunate enough to take, and if I didn't make my notes, here's where I'm going to get caught. I think we've added around $40,000 into the point fund this year. So those of you that will be getting money, you'll see a substantial increase in those 5th through 10th places. A lot of the champions are getting more money. So we're very blessed with the support we have from our racetracks and our race teams and, of course, our sponsors. So those folks, if we're able to give back, that's our goal, is we're all able to stay sustainable, keep going to the racetrack. We encourage you to please support your local racetracks. Weekly racing is very weak with a W-E-A-K. That's a very tough thing for a lot of racetracks. So if you have a weekly racetrack, we encourage you to go there and race with them. A lot of them are doing their best to keep the doors open. A lot of you are doing your best to go race there. So we totally understand that, but we all have to work together. So be sure you support your local racetracks. That's very important to us as well. The more weekly and local racetracks we have open, the more potential customers we have, the more people we have, the more we all get back in the end. So make sure you're supporting your local racetracks. Our rules package has basically stayed the same for a number of years. We've done some tweaks on some of the local divisions just to darken some rules, and we'll shoulder some of the blame on some of the body stuff. And those street stock guys that are asking, you better get them fixed because it's coming. So the street stock division is one of our most competitive classes. We want it to stay that way. We don't want to take away any innovative things and things that people like to do to make your car look great. Everybody's car does look great. But if we don't put some black lines, you play in the gray a little much. So we've sort of darkened some of those lines in our rules packages, and you'll see us making some stops this year to try to get that a little back in control. So, but we also encourage any of you that have questions, concerns, please reach out to us. We're not hard to get in touch with. Well, I can be hard to get in touch with. I'm sorry. I'll be honest. But if you text me, I promise within 14 days I will get back to you. So just, but you're more than welcome to call, text, leave a message. I don't do that intentionally. I'm a hands-on kind of guy, both in the crate racing world and at the racetrack. You can ask anybody that works for me. They think they're doing something. I'm probably standing over their shoulder watching. So that's just, unfortunately, it's one of my weaknesses. So I keep my hands in a lot of things, and I do try to get back with you. But we want to be an open relationship with you. If you have a problem, a question, a concern, we may not agree on the solution to it, but I want you to know that you can reach out to us. That's part of you being a member and supporting what we do, is us support your racing and what you do. So we want to encourage that. If you have tech questions, you reach out to us. We'll get those folks in touch with you. I'm going to try to thank my staff individually. I'm going to miss somebody, and they're probably not going to be too mad, but I'm going to try to do it. But it takes a lot to do what we do, to go where we go. We don't have a huge staff. A lot of these people are part-time. They work a regular job. They have families at home. They go up and down the road with us. They put up with me, which is probably the worst of all the above. And they do all that for not a whole lot of money most of the time. So we're fortunate to be able to bring them to an event like this and let them be a part of it and recognize them. But Cody Early is our announcer on the touring series. You'll notice that a lot of our social media stuff has started to tick up. Cody has picked up a lot of that. I called and asked him what he could do, and he went, and we figured out what he can do. So he's doing a lot more now. So you don't have a job here, you have jobs. So Cody's jobs are those. So Cody, we thank you and your family. Buddy Tucker, a lot of you know Buddy, see him on our touring events and some weekly shows. Buddy's been battling a little health stuff this year, but we were glad Buddy was able to be here. He had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I'm glad to see him here. That's really good. That I think he'll be back here pretty soon. So we appreciate Buddy being here. Richie Griffin, our tech director, that takes a lot of phone calls and a lot of things. Richie's important to what we do. Chance Smith has picked up a lot of stuff. When you call me and I don't answer, most of you call him, which is fine, and that's very important for him to make the most of you that are maddest. He usually gets that first, then I get it second. So I thank Chance for what he does. Edmund Marsh, Edmund's our mad scientist is what I like to say. He's all of our rules and tech and things like that, body suspension, he stays on top of that. And I watched his little boy play skee ball today, so I know where he learned how to cheat. So, but anyway, I appreciate what Edmund does for us. Ethan Waters over there. Ethan works for us at the racetrack and on the touring series. You see him a lot of things. That's another thing that I enjoy doing is younger people. We were talking yesterday at the promoters meeting. I'm usually the youngest guy in the room, and I'm not that young anymore. So I'm encouraged that we have young people that still want to be involved in what we do, and I want them to be. So, and what I like most about it, they don't have bad habits. They get to learn mine. So it's good to have youth with what we do as well. Brandy Jenkins, Brandy, school bus driver. She comes and keeps her kids in order and helps us at the racetrack, and she'll keep you in order too. If you don't believe me, just mess with her. So it's always good to see Brandy and her parents here this weekend. So Ray's over there. Ray pulls our trailer, talks to everybody, anybody, anything, all the time, several times. So Ray's sort of our mascot, I guess you'd say. But Ray does a lot of things, and he's a punching bag sometimes too. So for me, but we appreciate what he does. And then our trophy girl tonight, Miss Stella Marsh. So Stella come, and she's going to be our trophy girl tonight. So I'm sure I missed somebody. Kristen, she didn't want to be talked about. Kristen is, she puts up with a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd have quit a long time ago. But Kristen is essentially the backbone of what we do in our office. Who am I missing? Oh, where is Carolyn? I don't see her. Carolyn, I see you back there. Goodness. I'm glad you told me. I told you I'd missed somebody. Between Kristen and Carolyn, they know exactly how crazy I am, and they put up with a lot, so they keep me in line. And if it wasn't for those folks, I would be worse than I am to get in touch with. So I want to thank all them. I want you to give them a round of applause. I want you to give yourself a round of applause. I want you to have a good time tonight, and let's get this going. Thank you.
All right. Well, Adam, you can't go too far. we're going to present our first special award of the evening. We'll have a few of these throughout the night, but the very first award we're going to give out will be the 2024 Crate Racing USA Promoter of the Year Award. Adam, I'll bring you back up for that.
Almost forgot about that, Cody. I don't have a script, so I'm having to be told. But our Promoter of the Year, we deal with a lot of racetracks. We're fortunate to be invited to these racetracks. On the touring side, for weekly shows, street stock events, we do a lot of things. A lot of these racetracks do a lot of work. When we go to pick Promoter of the Year, we try to think of one that's been involved for a long time, has ties to the Crate Racing USA thing. And our Promoter this year is one that I don't know the exact year because I came along after all this started. I was a part-time help at one time, and I can remember going to this place and having 95 and 100 604 cars. And I heard about it for a long time, and I thought, man, that's a cool place. And when I got there, it was way cooler than I thought it was. It's probably one of the most unique racetracks in the country. It's probably, outside of the old Cleveland Speedway, it's probably my favorite racetrack, and a lot of you are going to agree. A lot of you may not have gotten to race there, but I can guarantee you've seen a race there. It's been home of winter racing for many, many years in the state of Florida. It was always one of our favorite places to go. They always done a lot of work. It always drew a bunch of cars. We were set to go this year, and you know how that Florida weather can be. So unfortunately, we were not able to get there through the middle of the year. And the most unfortunate part is we won't get to go back. So at this time, I think he was there about 22 years, if I'm not mistaken. We want to welcome Al Varnador from East Bay Raceway Park.
First off, I apologize that we won't get to race there anymore, but life goes on. We did have some great times there. Crate Racing USA came to me with Mike Vaughn many years back. I don't even remember the years, and throwed the idea of throwing a big crate racing race on. And I had no idea how big it would be, but I had faith in Chevrolet and crate racing and what they had in mind for the sport. I still see it headed that way. I still see the crate racing Chevrolet doing the right thing for racing, and that is a good thing. I said they've always been good. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of great people that have been able to carry it on to the point that it's at. But again, this is unexpected and totally a shock. And I did put my heart and soul into it. I've been there for 22 years and loved every minute of it. And hated every minute of it at times too, but this guy right here, Adam, is one who fits into the same mold as he's a worker, and he won't never let you down. He's going to do everything he can, and with the people he's got behind him, Crate Racing USA is going to get a lot bigger. But this is a heartfelt thank you for all that y'all have done for me, because between the Lucas Oil Series and the Crate Racing USA Series, y'all are my backbone. Y'all are the ones that put me on the map and put East Bay Raceway Park on the map, and we appreciate all that y'all have done over the years, and look forward to being around from time to time. I don't want a job though. I don't want a job, but thank you very much. This is very, very special to me. But thank you.
All right, well, let's dive into our Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman Award. Our top 10 will be awarded. Now, bear with us because we're going to see who's here and who's not. 10th place finisher in our points comes from Hillsboro, Alabama. 25 races, 11 top fives, 22 top tens. Adam Hill. Adam Hill was our 10th place finisher in our Crate Racing USA Modified, and you guys can give a round of applause. Our 9th place finisher, with 22 races, picked up 1 win, 9 top fives, and 17 top tens over 22 races out of Trinity, Alabama, Dakota Blackburn. Dakota Blackburn. Eighth place in our modifieds out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama, with 22 races, 1 win, 12 top 5s, and 14 top 10s. It is the 69 of Mike Henn. Mike Henn was our 8th place finisher. Seventh place out of Columbus, Mississippi. 18 races, picked up 5 wins, 13 top 5s, and 15 top 10s. Out of Columbus, Mississippi, the 17 of Parker Price. Parker Price in the 17.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the good Lord above for letting me do what I do and the talent He gave me. I'd like to thank my pawpaw, my mom, Dad back there. If it wasn't for my pawpaw, this probably wouldn't have been a dream come true. But I'd like to thank all my sponsors, That Little Store Somewhere, WJC 106.5, King Motor Company, the Eaton Clinic Weight Loss Management, the Glass Doctor, Comer Heating and Air, Twin River Auto Sales, Patton Witten with Century 21, and that should be all of them. Thank you.
Our 6th place finisher comes out of Huntsville, Alabama, with 28 races, 4 wins, 16 top 5s, and 24 top 10s in those 28 races. That will be Jarrett Miller out of Huntsville, Alabama. Jarrett Miller. We reach our top 5. This driver in 5th spot had 16 races. 9 of those he went to victory lane. 15 top 5s and 15 top 10s. Out of Hohenwald, Tennessee, the C97 of Tyler Wood. Tyler Wood rounds out our top 5. Also, we want to mention Late Model Sportsman, weekly Late Model Sportsman. If we get you the top 10, it'll come over to staging right now. So if you're in the top 10 in Late Model Sportsman, not the tour, just our weekly guys. Number 4 on the list. This is where things get impressive. These numbers are just impressive to me. Your top 4 out of 18 races. This driver scored 5 wins, 16 top 5s, and 16 top 10s. Out of Linden, Tennessee, Logan Hickerson. Logan Hickerson was our 4th place finisher. Now we get into our top 3. This driver managed 689 points. He's out of Town Creek, Alabama. 26 races, 5 wins, 20 top 5s, and 25 top 10s. It's Keith Cohn. Keith Cohn in the number 31 is our 3rd place finisher.
First off, I would like to thank God for letting me be able to do this. And also, I'd love to thank my wonderful wife for putting up with all the hard nights and long nights in the shop. My daughter for everything she does for us. And also, I would want to give a huge, major thank you to my car owner, Chris Hodge, and his wife. They go above and beyond to put me in the best equipment that I can ever ask for. He gives me anything I want. He don't ask no questions, and I thank him for that. He's more than a car owner. He's a friend to me. So, and I would also like to take this time to thank my pit crew, Adam Kool-Aid Bernie, David Huddleston, Hunter Huddleston, and all the other people just running around. When I tell them to do something, they do it. So, and also I would like to congratulate everybody else in our class for having a great year. Hate everybody couldn't be here, but why couldn't you not show up on a normal night? But now you don't show up at a banquet, but you'll show up on a night when you can outrun me. And I would like to say one thing. This is probably one of the few times that number 10 car has been behind me. So he's behind me right now. So, hey, we're going to keep it that way. And that Tyler Cox's dad, I'm going to represent that. That's the 57 car and the 10 car. They was always in front of me. Now I'm in front of y'all, okay? So, but also I would like to thank Kevin Shaw at Shaw Race Cars for all his help and knowledge this year, because he probably got tired. He's kind of like Adam. He probably quit answering his phone whenever you call him, because I was asking him a whole lot of questions a whole lot of times. And also, I want to thank my sponsors, Doug McElroy, McElroy Motorsports, A&L Express Sales, SP&J Contracting, Holston Gases, Gaston Farms, Rogers, Bedford, Bolin, and McReynolds, Attorneys at Law, Gans Roofing, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Shows Truck Center. He actually helps Parker Price too. So Blaine Adair, he's a wonderful guy. Kevin Bolton at Classic Transports, Comfort Inn, Bishop's Body Shop. And also I would like to thank Adam Stewart for providing us a great series to race. And I look forward to it this next year. And also I want to give a good shout out to Charles Moody at Pine Ridge Speedway for putting on a great facility this year to race at. Shane and Crystal Wallace at North Alabama Speedway, Keith and Amanda Steele at Moulton Speedway, Johnny Stokes at Magnolia Motor Speedway. Without them, providing us a place to race, we couldn't race. And thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
To our top two, our second place finisher, 39 races in 2024. 35 of those were top 10s, 31 of those were top 5s, and 11 times he went to victory lane. Out of Paris, Tennessee, our second place finisher in the points was Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox, and I think his dad is going to speak on his behalf here tonight, so congratulations to Tyler.
Well, I ain't much on speaking, so we'll see how this goes. This is a long road for us. He put a lot into getting this, and I'm so proud. He totaled the car at North Alabama last year trying to get this. And I didn't know if we'd be back or not, but we did. And he worked his butt off to get here. I congratulate Chuck on getting the championship. He tried his hardest to beat you, and he couldn't do it. We've had a lot of sponsors help us, a lot of family, a lot of time. And without none of them, this wouldn't happen. I want to thank all these sponsors, Peppers, Chrysler, GM, Dodge, and Ford, and Toyota. I've worked for them for 34 years, and they've supported me in racing this whole time. Ace's Pizza and Restaurant, they've been a good sponsor to us for the last few years. Ayers Fabrication, they give us a lot of support on suspension parts. Shamrock Dirt and Forestry. Chris Martin Construction, they've been with us for several years now. Dino Tune Engineering, they give us a lot of engine help. I do most of our engine work, but they do all my dyno for me and a lot of advice. And Patriot Mart. They help supply fuel so we can get back and forth. And I encourage anyone to support these sponsors, not on just our car, but any car you see, because they're all working people just like us. And they're helping us, so help them. And hopefully we might get back sometime again. I thank y'all.
And we introduce our champion. This was the numbers I was talking about, just impressive to be able to think about this 30 weeks out of the year. 36 races, 35 top 10s, 32 top 5s, and 19 times to victory lane. At a Tuscumbia, Alabama, our Crate Racing USA modified champion, Chucky Gibson.
First off, I'd like to thank Adam and the Crate Racing USA. You made the statement a while ago, a lot of people wouldn't be racing if it wasn't for Crate Racing. I'm one of them. In 17, we got back in it, and it's the only way I'd be racing right now is Crate Racing USA, and when I go race, it will be Crate Racing Racing. So I appreciate you, Adam. Roger Dabbs, thank y'all for sponsorship. Hoosier Tires, H500's way to go. It's Crate Racing. When we go to track, I know I'm racing against the same tire I'm on. I ain't got to go buy 15 different tires. We're all on H500s, and it's what makes it affordable for me to be able to race, and I appreciate that. I'd like to thank the good Lord for giving me the ability to do this. We had a great year. It's had a great last 3 years, I guess you'd say, but I'm thankful for him giving me the ability to run and keeping us safe. My wife, she puts up with a lot. We're in the shop every week. We're trying to figure out how to get faster. Some weeks it don't work. Some weeks it works. But I take a lot away from my family to be in the shop. I appreciate you for putting up with it. My dad, he's the reason I race. I've said it for every year I've been up here. If it wasn't for him, I would not be racing. And yeah, every year he asked me. First year I won the championship 3 years ago, he said, now if we won one, can I retire? I said, yeah. He didn't retire. Last year we won it again. He didn't retire again. Question is now, when can I retire? So it's getting harder for me to do it week in and week out, but we still manage. We still try to support our local tracks. North Alabama, Moulton. I'm very fortunate. I'm 35 minutes from one and 15 from the other. I mean, it's a lot of people ain't got that luxury. I'm fortunate enough we got it. This year we won't have but one of them to go to, but that's all right too. We'll support who supports us. So. My sponsors, Service One Transport, they've been with me since 17 when we got back into racing, and they're still going strong with me. Gibson Auto Cores, that's my son Zach. He's one of the reasons I have the race car that I have. We run a Bruce built, and he's one of the reasons why we could get it. TD Truck Wash. If y'all ever up in Tuscumbia area, there's a new truck wash. They wash trucks, trailers, diesel trucks. They do a great job. Just pull in, tell them, we sent you, and they do you a great job. But support them if you could. Mingo, Markowitz Motorsports. He's the backbone on my setup, and I made a statement earlier. I asked him, Eli, has he been blowing his phone up? And not much yet, but Jason always puts us on the right setup. If it wasn't for him, there ain't no way we'd be up here, because we was a mid-pack car till he started turning wrenches for me and made us where we're at today. RPI suspension. Robbie at RPI does a great job on my shocks. We've been on shocks with him since 18 and or 19. I'm sorry, 19, and he does me a great job. Bruce Built Performance has built a great race car for me. Bruce there, we took it back to him last year to jig it, make sure it wasn't nothing bent. When I flipped it 2 years ago, and wasn't nothing bent. I mean, so he built a great race car. It's very easy to drive. If I can drive it, anybody can drive one. So Mark Dowdy at Dowdy Welding Fabrication, I let him do all my bumpers, chassis dollies. He does all my fabrication stuff I need. Race Tech engines. Since we got into crate racing, he's been the one to do my engines for me. He does a great job there. Doug at McElroy Motorsports. Doug's my parts guy. When I need something, he's who I call. He gets right away for me. Melissa at Velocita does a great job on her suits. Thank you, Melissa. I say all the time, one of the biggest fears in a race car is fire. I'm comfortable with Velocita. They make a great product. Bodies by Eli, that's my son. He does the body work for me. And he's my crew chief from 8 hours away from us. He moved up to Indiana for play baseball, so I get plenty of phone calls after the races, won't know what happened on a certain lap, why I wasn't fast that lap. So he's tough on me, but couldn't do without him. Extreme Concepts, they do my wraps, does a great job. Kevin, anybody in the look for a wrap, get a hold of Kevin. And I'd like to thank Moulton Steels. You know, like any other racetrack, there's nights that the track might not have been perfect, but it's a racetrack. I mean, weather plays a part in everything we do. North Alabama, we run there quite a bit this year too. The Wallaces, I appreciate them for this year. We got to visit Pine Ridge once this year. It's hard for me to go off when I got a track 15 minutes away. It's hard to drive 2 hours to a track, you know. But we got to make it down there. I appreciate them being crucial. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming.
So we move into our Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman. 10th place finisher out of Summerville, Alabama. 18 races with 1 win, 10 top 5s, 17 top 10s. Casey Barber. Casey Barber, 10th place in our Late Model Sportsman. Congratulations.
Well, it's a big step for me to be here. This all started due to my grandmother. Back in 2005, she took me racing when I was a kid. None of my family was ever into racing, so we'd go to Moulton Speedway every Saturday. I started building my first factory stock car in 2005. She was all excited about me being able to start racing. She got sick and passed away congestive heart failure and never got to see me race. So this here I'm dedicating to her. And I also want to thank the good Lord above, first of all. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do it. I thank him for my talent that he's given me. It's been a big year for us in our racing team. We won our first 602 race this year, won the track championship at Moulton Speedway, placed 10th in the national points. I want to thank all my sponsors, Step Above Roofing, Discount Auto Parts, Backwoods Landing, Barber Boat Works, 1-4 Custom Graphics, Bailey's Towing and Recovery, Travis Crest for keeping the body on the car when I tear it off. He does a real good job. I also want to thank Twist Performance for keeping the engine going when I have problems. I'd call Brian or Morgan and they'd walk me through, or they'd say, just come down here. We'll look at it. So they took care of me. I really appreciate that. Big thanks to Caleb Cohen. He has went above and beyond trying to get my car to hook up. I've been having problems all year, sent her off, trying to get to hook up. I was actually down in Dallas, Texas, at a school for my work, and he calls me. He's like, your shop unlocked. And I was like, no. I said, but my son's there. He can unlock it. He goes over and works on the car with me, not even there. He gets me where I'm hooked up. Just a really good guy. That's a big thanks to him. And I want to thank my wife for putting up with me. I married a city girl, so when she came in and I brought her into the racing world, she is not a big fan of it, but she puts up with it. So, and she supports me. And also my son, I want to thank him. Keegan's who got me back into racing. I actually got out in 09, completely quit. He come along, turned 16. He's like, Dad, I want to race like you used to. So he's the one that got me back in it. He finished third in track points this year at Moulton Speedway. I'm so proud of him. And it's just a great thing for me to be able to be with my son and race with him. It's just awesome. We run the same class together, and I've door slammed him a few times, just for fun. But we have a good time, and it's a blessing to be able to do that. So, and I just want to say thanks to all my friends and my family for support at the track each week. And I want to thank you all for showing up, and congratulations to all the champions.
To our 9th place finisher, he's out of Cunningham, Tennessee. 21 races, 3 wins, 13 top 5s, and 18 top 10s. Caleb Ashby.
I don't like to talk much, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Just need to thank my wife and kids and everyone at that table back there. That's all my crew's been all year, so thank them.
Our 8th place finisher out of Central Alabama picked up 16 top 10s, 10 top 5s, and 18 races. Braun Rutledge, our 8th place finisher.
Same as Caleb. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. First of all, I'd like to thank Mario and Jenny Gresham for everything they do at Gresham Racing Parts. Without those two, it definitely would not be possible for me to be up here. Rodney, Jenny's daddy, Acker's Wrecker Service, for putting up with us all year long and letting us work out of his shop and everything he does. A couple of sponsors I got, Mario and Jenny with their businesses, Gresham Racing Parts, Bat 40 Party Rentals, Travis Smith at One Source Paint and Body, my Aunt Sherry's Bakery. I also like to thank Adam and Crate Racing for everything they do, and Talladega Short Track, where we stayed at most year. And last but not least, my wife, Hannah, and my son, Bryce. They're about the only crew I can afford to drag up and down the road with me throughout the year, and everything she does, putting up with me, hearing me complain. And yeah, that's about it. I appreciate it.
Our 7th place finisher comes out of Florence, Mississippi. 16 races, 6 of those he went to victory lane in, 11 top 5s and 13 top 10s. Devin Watley. Devin Watley was our 7th place finisher in our late model sportsman. Round of applause. Our 6th place finisher out of Talladega, Alabama. 22 races, 3 of those were for wins, 13 top 5s, and also 19 top 10s. Brody Thompson.
I want to say thanks to the great Lord above for letting me do what I do. My dad, Brian Ferguson, Rick Phillips, Grant Pearl, my brother. And I want to say thanks to all my sponsors and the Hot Moms and Pit Lizards for motivating me throughout the year.
Got to keep the youth in the sport, guys. We've got to have them. Top 5 in our late model sportsman weekly points out of Guntown, Mississippi. 19 races, 2 of those were wins, 13 top 5s, and 15 top 10s. Jarrett Jones.
So I'm definitely not big on speeches. If anything, I was prepared not to give a speech. I just want to give thanks. I thank God that I'm here. I thank my dad and my mom. I want to thank my sponsors, Hyperco, auto acceptance, all affordable insurance, quality transmission, Turf Pros, L&M heating, cooling, and electrical, Super Day flooring, and Andy's Auto Sales. Thank you.
Street Stock Top 10. Guys, if you will, make your way over to staging for me. Street Stock Top 10. Fourth place in our Late Model Sportsman Weekly points, 19 races, 7 of those were wins, 16 top 5s, 17 of those were top 10s. He's out of Rome, Georgia, Mario Gresham.
Woo, Indy. All right, guys, we made it to another end of the year. We ran a lot of races, a lot of series, a lot of miles. To sum it up, we love dirt track racing. My wife, Jenny, my kids, they've put up with a lot of hours. We're gone. We're not home. We're at the shop. They go to bed without me, and they wake up without me. But once again, we love dirt track racing. This is what we do. Y'all all know how that goes. The 602 stuff, we've hauled this car around in the trailer all year, and we've had an absolute blast racing with these guys. We've had some good nights and some bad nights, but like I've had the most fun running the 602 car. It's been very affordable for what compared to the other stuff we do. My father-in-law, Rodney at Acker's Wrecker, like he's been our biggest supporter. If I'm there, he's there. When we don't go to the shop, he misses us. So, you know, we look forward to getting there. This Twisted Performance and Machine 602 that Morgan keeps going in our car over here, it's an old motor, and this thing runs amazing. Fancy's been top-notch everywhere she's been. Running up and down the road with Braden and Bryson this year, all the Mitchell crew, the help, the fun, the friends we've made, like, this has been one of the best years we've had, and we've done this a long time. Braun and Kyle, they worked their butts off for me, pretty much for nothing, just for fun. That's what friends do. My sponsors, One Source Paint and Body, Travis Smith. He has been right there for me. He races some too, but he kind of lives his dream through me, I think, because he's too busy, so he does it. He helps me go up and down the road. Lindsay Plumbing, Dean Lindsay, same thing. He races too, but he doesn't travel, so he lets us do the traveling for him. ML Performance, Matt Logan started helping us this year, and he's really got our programs going really well. One of our biggest on-call supporters, I would say, if Mingo's at the track, he knows when he sees the 21 come off the track, there's usually something for him to work on. Whether it's changing a motor or a rear end or just listening to me complain because I got there late and I need help. Mingo's always been there every time. Adam, I can only imagine, you know what I mean? But the whole staff, like all you guys, like I know y'all work your butts off and y'all get to listen to us when we're in good moods and bad moods. But at the end of the day, we love dirt track racing. So, thank y'all. Talk to you in a minute.
If y'all have never been on TikTok, you probably just were. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I don't know what they're going to do in a couple of days when that don't exist anymore, possibly. So, our third place finisher in our late model sportsman points comes out of Mill Spring, Mississippi. 23 races, 4 wins, 19 top 5s, and 21 top 10s. Josh Parkerson.
I just want to say thank you to my family, my wife, my parents, my brothers, all my nieces and nephews, Wiley. Without them, I couldn't get up and down the road and do what we do every weekend. I got to say thanks to Mr. Johnny Stokes, Rodney Wing, Mr. Ross, everybody that's involved in Mississippi that give us a place to race every weekend. Everybody with Crate Racing. I really appreciate you giving us something to race for every year, and this is a nice event y'all put on. Chip Vineyard with CVR. He's always on the other side when I call and need help. And I want to say congratulations to Colby and Bryson and Jarrett, Mario, all you guys I raced with last year. We had a lot of fun and look forward to getting back to it in a few weeks. Appreciate it.
Our runner-up and our late model sportsman out of Caledonia, Mississippi, 27 races, 9 of those were wins, 19 top 5s and 22 top 10s. The 51 of Colby Pons.
No, I'm just kidding. I want to start off like everybody else, and I want to thank the good Lord above for letting us do this, keeping us safe all year long. This is a really big accomplishment for us, for my team, a little small team I got. We think of ourselves as a lower budget, older race car team, and we can still go run with some of these guys, man. These are the toughest competitors there are, I believe. I think we were looking at it the other day, and the top 10 we got here, everybody in the top 10 we have raced against this year. And that just shows you how fierce the competition is in our area. So, hats off to all these guys. I want to thank my family. I'm not even going to say they put up with it. I think they pushed me just as hard as I pushed myself to go and win every weekend or try to win. And, I want to thank Crate Racin USA for keeping us, all by the book and keeping us all close enough to be, in good competition every weekend. But I want to thank all my sponsors, all my family, and thank all y'all for being here.
Time for our late model sportsman champion. I will admit, keeping up with this throughout the year, I was watching the points and we got down to the final few weeks, and all of a sudden, I think it was Chance or Ethan, somebody said, well, Bryson's going to be at the top. And I looked at it and I was kind of like, well, wait a minute, what? Sure enough, when things got down into the final few weeks, what a season. 23 races, 22 top 10s, 20 top 5s, and 10 victories in the 2024 season. Your 2024 late model sportsman champion, Bryson Mitchell.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the good Lord above and my family. Without them, I wouldn't have made it through this race season. There wasn't a single race that I went to that my family wasn't there. I'd like to thank Jay Sparks for keeping us in top-notch equipment. I'd also like to thank all my sponsors, everyone that helped me through this season. Twisted Performance, for the power plant, Mario Gresham, he helped me so much. Doug McElroy with McElroy Motorsports, Brian Braggle with ECB Logging, Stealth Carburetors, KRC Power Steering, Hickman Manufacturing, Richie Bros Auctioneer, Henry Headers, and ML Performance. Thank you.
Now to our street stocks. I know Adam kind of talked about the street stocks. Man, if you have seen a Crate Racing USA street stock show, you know how competitive that division is. If you haven't, you're missing out. I know a lot of people like late models. These guys right here can put on one of the best shows at any place in the country. So if you haven't been to a big street stock show, you need to. Our top 10 out of Auburn, Kentucky, 19 races, 1 win, 7 top 5s, and 17 top 10s, Bobby Gregory.
Hello. Try to make this short and sweet for everybody. I got to thank Trent Brooks. He's the car owner and the only other mechanic in the shop that helps me every week trying to get the cars going. What a lot of people don't know is we run 2 cars every week. run a factory stock and a street stock. So it's more like almost 60 races this year, but only so many of them count. But I need to thank these sponsors that get us get all our parts and stuff. Got Green River Equipment Leasing. Sam Murphy builds our engines for us. RGA in Bowling Green there, H&H Sheet Metal, BSB Manufacturing for our shocks, Willie's for our carburetors, C&L Collision Center, Affordable Lawn Care, Keith Drywall, K&M Rentals, and Country Kitchen. Look forward to seeing all y'all this coming year. Thanks.
Our ninth place finisher out of Angie, Louisiana. 19 races, 9 top 5s, and 17 top 10s in the 2024 season. Doug Taylor. Give Doug a round of applause. 8th place rather, in our street stock points. 21 races, 11 top 5s, and 14 top 10s out of Columbia, Tennessee, Hunter Duncan.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it to victory lane this year. We did a little bit of traveling. We really didn't intend to run for points at the beginning of the year. We came out of the gate swinging, had a couple of good runs, and me and my dad and some of my crew members looked at each other and was like, well, if you're ever going to run for points, this is time to do it. Was fortunate enough to lead the points for a couple of weeks out of the year, and a little bit of bad luck ended up causing us to drop back. Thankful for all of my family for supporting me. Bigfoot Motorsports, all of my sponsors, Betty's Parkway Restaurant, Prestige Marble and Granite, Music City All-Purpose Solutions, McKinney Programming Solutions, Die Hard Stone and Recovery, Hargrove Heating and Cooling, Tennessee Amusement, Day Racing Products, my crew chief, my best friend, one of my biggest critics and biggest supporters, Trey Horton, my brother, John, nephew, Landon, Ron, Eddie, Luke, and my mom and dad. Without them, I wouldn't be up here right now, so thank y'all.
Now 7th place in our points. Out of French Camp, Mississippi, 19 races, 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 14 top 10s. Shelby Sheedy was our 7th place finisher in our points. 6th place out of Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, 17 races, 3 victories, 12 top 5s, 13 top 10s in those 17 races. Trevor Woodard was our 6th place point man. Top 5 out of Grenada, Mississippi, 19 races, 3 wins, 13 top 5s, and 16 top 10s. Jackson Moore was our 5th place finisher. Our top 10 in our weekly 604s, if you guys will make your way over here. So top 10 in weekly 604 points. Our top 4, 4th place finisher, 22 races, 3 wins, 11 top 5s, 16 top 10s, out of Hanson, Kentucky, Luke Rudder.
Can I adjust this? My dad had mouth surgery Thursday, so I told him I would get his awards for him. This is my rookie start, so bear with me. He would like to thank his beautiful wife, kids, Austin, Mom, Dad, Bob, and all of his supporting sponsors. Rat Chassis, Bo Jones Trucking, Matt Kelly, Precision Auto and Diesel, Nolan Vincent Trucking, Mark Bush Racing, Triple R Motorsports, Stop and Go, Daniel Edwards Trucking, Kramer Concrete and Excavating, Velocita, HPG Wraps, and I would like to thank God. Thank you.
Maybe I could get my daughter to do that, and then I will get to kind of step back just a little. Top 3 in our street stocks out of McHenry, Mississippi. 24 races, 2 wins, 17 top 5s, and 19 top 10s. Travis Marsh. Travis Marsh, our third place finisher.
Wasn't quite prepared to make a speech, so I didn't realize I did everybody, so I didn't figure I did well enough for this, so it'll be kind of short. But I just want to thank everybody, not only just involved in helping my race program get around the racetrack, but a lot to the promoters, track owners, track crews. I had the unfortunate fun experience for 22 of helping run a racetrack, and like he said, it is fun, but it's also probably one of the most miserable things you'll ever do at the same time. It's a tough deal, so I really appreciate all they do and the guys at Crate Racin USA. And congrats to everybody else here. There's a lot of people that don't do the weekly points that think this stuff is easy, and it ain't. It's a lot of work, a lot of tough guys. I will say, even though Calvin Martin won national points, I did beat him in a track championship. So I got that on him anyways. But thanks, everybody, for coming, and thanks for this opportunity.
Our top 2, second place runner-up out of Norco, Louisiana, 22 races, 3 wins, 15 top 10s, or 15 top 5s, 18 top 10s. Our runner-up for this year in street stock, Landon Jackson.
Just want to say congratulations to Calvin on his win. Thanks to my dad and my papa for everything they do. All my crew guys. Like to thank my sponsors, Stream Graphics, PRP Suspension, Highway 51 Collision Center, Wall to Wall, and Highway 19 Speed Shop. Thank you.
And our 2024 Crate Racing USA Street Stock Champion, I guess you could say the baddest street stock on the planet in 2024, out of Carrier, Mississippi, 26 races, 17 wins, 22 top 5s, and 23 top 10s, Calvin Martin.
First of all, I got to thank my mom, my dad, my uncle. If it wasn't for them, there's no way this would be possible with Martin Construction. I got to thank Lookout Graphics, Drury Designs, BSB Shocks, RPI Shocks, Bill Pink Carburetors, Ford Race Cars. If y'all want to get fast, get one. Ronald Parker Race Engines for good, strong, reliable horsepower. Let's see, Mark and Ronnie Evans with Evans Splicing. None of this would be possible without them. I also got to thank my girlfriend, Angel, who wasn't able to make it due to work. She's in that shop with me day in, day out, working nonstop. She does more than I do, I believe. And I got to thank Donald Parker for showing up and giving us a racetrack to race on weekly. It's been a very inconsistent racetrack as far as racing conditions, but it's been fun and hard to get a hold of. Thank y'all.
We move into our Crate Racing USA weekly division, the 604 guys. We got the top 10 for our 604 late models out of Pelahatchie, Mississippi. 18 races, 1 win, 5 top 5s, and 13 top 10s for the 17K of Kaysen Harper.
I'd like to thank God for letting us, be able to come out and do everything we can, being here. I want to thank my brother, Lucas, day in and day out. He, I got school. He works on race cars from daylight to dark. Can't thank him enough. Old Lugnut. If y'all race with Josh and Jimmy and all them, y'all know who Lugnut is. Got to thank my dad, Liam, Pawpaw, my family, and I like to thank Benny and Gail with Roger Dabbs and Patrick and all them for sponsoring us. Like to thank Southern State Auto, Parker Wrecker, and all the rest of my sponsors that I can't really remember, but thank all y'all, and Appreciate the award, Adam.
Ninth place in our Crate Racing USA Weekly Late Models out of West Monroe, Louisiana. 19 races, 2 wins, 7 top 5s, and 13 top 10s. Austin Storm.
Like all these other drivers that's come up and said, just thank the Lord above to give us the equipment to just be here and, run with these guys. It takes a lot, Thank my wife, my kids. Foremost, I worked overseas for about 8 years, and I'm talking daylight to dark. We really got it in, and I was able to come home and start my own business, and man, it's been very successful. I don't have a lot of sponsors, but I want to thank Team 5 Enterprise, Storm Services, Bulletproof Tees. Man, it's just been a good year. We've had our ups and downs, but we're looking at 2025. Thank y'all.
Eighth place in our weekly late model 604s out of Florence, Mississippi. 22 races, 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 16 top 10s. Sid Scarborough.
I'd like to thank everybody here and thank Adam and Crate Racing and all the sponsors that it takes to put this series on and give us a place to race. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, and like to thank my wife. Each year I tell her this is the last year, and I think it's been going on 10 years now, so I'm not going to tell her it's my last year this year. So I'm going to do it one more year. But now I'd like to thank my sponsors and thank everybody for coming out. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Kent Metz. He's been with me and goes with me and helps me, and he's here with me tonight, and give him and his wife a thank you for that, and appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Seventh place in our weekly 604 late models, 23 races, 1 win, 12 top 5s, 18 top 10s. K.I. Davis.
I won't keep it short. I'd like to thank Billy Riles, Shorty, Johnny Phillips over there for the shocks, and Donald Parker for running us every week, keeping up going, and Adam Stewart. Good series. Hope we have a better next year. Thank you.
Sixth place in our weekly 604 late models out of Poplarville, Mississippi. 21 races, 1 win, 16 top 5s, and 18 top 10s. Ben Davis.
Well, mine's going to be about the same as K.I.'s with Billy Rouse. Thank him. Good Lord above, first of all. Shorty for the shocks. K.I. and Shannon. Without them, there's no way I'd be here right now. My wife putting up with me doing this. Thank y'all.
Our top 5 in our weekly 604 late models out of West Monroe, Louisiana. 16 races, 4 wins, 15 top 5s, 15 top 10s. Darren Patrick, our 5th place finisher in points. Our top 5 in our VP Young Guns. Our top 5 in VP Young Guns, if you guys will make your way to staging. 4th place in our 604 late model weekly points out of Decatur, Mississippi. 18 races with 6 wins, 15 top 5s, and 16 top 10s. Chris McElhenney.
Not really a whole lot to say. You know, we don't have no sponsors, really. Just me and my dad pretty much do it all. A bunch of old guys. We enjoy racing. You know, we got some pretty good motors, pretty good suspension. Darryl Posey helps us on the shocks. We got Wall to Wall and Jay Dickens help us on our crate motors. Pretty good stuff. Roger Dabbs, yeah, they in there too. So Hoosier, Adam, he the man. But anyway, thank y'all.
Our top 3. 29 races, 7 wins, 19 top 5s, and 23 top 10s out of Lumberton, Mississippi. Our 3rd place finisher, Shannon Lee.
I'd just like to thank my car owner, Billy Riles, Shorty with Shorty Shocks, and Mr. Randall Harris for doing my motors. Thank you.
Our runner-up in our weekly 604 late models out of Success, Mississippi. 25 races, 8 wins, 22 top 5s, and 24 top 10s. Chase Holland. And to the top, our 2024 604 weekly national champion out of Seminary, Mississippi. 32 races, 12 wins, 25 top 5s, and 29 times in the top 10, David Williamson.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the good Lord. We owe him everything for the opportunity to be here. Mr. Adam of Crate Racing, Roger Dabbs, Hoosier Tire, all the sponsors that help do this week in and week out. I got to thank my wife. She's a trooper. We do this 35, 40 nights a year, and I wish we could do it 90 nights, but she's there every night. My dad, Miss Evelyn, Big Dave, all my friends and family that couldn't make it tonight, my in-laws, Dylan, Drew, Big G, Mark, Mason, they help week in, week out. Thank some of my sponsors, Leggett Consulting, Greg and Barbara McCree, Gators Holland, Shelton Steel Services, KB Motorsports, Wall-to-Wall Racing Engines, Vortex Fabrication, Extreme Graphics, Bill Stein by Martin Motorsports, Longhorn, Earnhardt Technologies Group, Swift Springs, and as I think Adam mentioned earlier, you know, we got a lot of young coming into our sport now, and it wasn't very long. We was working out of a dirt floor shop, just trying to make it to the track every week, and didn't ever know if we'd be in this situation, and very thankful we are, and have a lot of people we look up to. So I guess if somebody young needs help, help them. Like, obviously you don't tell them everything, but like the kids, you know, we need kids in our sport, and this sport's hard. Like, it's humbling, and we've been there, and I still need a lot of help week in, week out, but we just got to keep our youth involved and help them, and hopefully we can be back here again next year. Thank y'all.
Speaking of youth, our VP Racing Fuels Young Guns Challenge Awards. David made a good point. The youth in this sport is very important. I think Adam mentioned about promoters and track owners and personnel. I know in the tech seminar, we talked Friday about getting the youth involved. That doesn't just mean drivers. That means crew members. That means announcers. That means flagmen. Whatever it takes. Guys, get them involved. Get them to the track. You never know what that one moment in time will be for that youngster, what it could turn into. So David was 100% right on getting the youth involved. Speaking of youth, some talented youngsters. Our top 5 in our VP Racing Fuels Young Guns Challenge. Our 5th place finisher out of Columbus, Mississippi. 10 races, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 16 years old, Cam Harris. 4th place out of Lake City, Florida. 8 races in 2024, 3 top 10s, 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s. At 19 years old, Cameron Saunders. 3rd place in our VP Young Guns Challenge out of Star, Mississippi. 10 races, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, Brody Williams. Our top 2 out of Bruce, Mississippi. 16 races, 1 top 5, 7 top 10s. At the age of 13, Easton Bollinger.
First, I want to thank my mom, my dad, and the Lord above for letting me be here tonight. And I want to thank Ricky, my crew. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be right here. But thank y'all.
You know, you don't get a permit till you're 15. You can't drive till you're 16. I wonder if they'd let them drive the race car on the street. I've always wondered that. Your 2024 VP Racing Fuels Young Gun Challenge champion. He comes out of Pelahatchie, Mississippi. 18 races, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 13 top 10s, 18 years old, Kaysen Harper.
I would like to, finish thanking everybody else I left out once again. Rogers Davs, BMF Race Cars, got to thank Chad and Corey for all the help they give me. They pretty much, like race cars call, they give me a bad motherfucker every week. I mean, got to thank Melissa and them at Melissa Markowitz. They provide us with suits and stuff like that and everything we need. Like to thank, like I said, my dad. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So thank y'all.
He is 18, so. All right, I'm going to ask that our top 10 in our Crate Racing USA late model sportsman, if you guys will make your way to staging, go ahead and start heading that way. At this time, we're going to step out of our weekly awards, our touring awards, and we're going to ask Adam Stewart to come up for our second special award of the night, the Bob Cross Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Cody. I'll make this pretty quick. Bob Cross is a name a lot of people that haven't been involved in Crate Racing USA don't know a whole lot about. But Bob Cross is essentially the creator of the Chevrolet Performance Crate Engine program. He brought that to Chevrolet Performance, I think that was 04, if my memory is correct. And Bob had a vision for an affordable, economical crate engine that everybody could put in their race car, go race. We level the playing field. I know everything is more expensive than it was, but it brought a lot of race cars out of the woods, a lot of racers back into racing. There's a lot of guys that had retired that were actually some of our champions. And Bob Cross was the man that created that. He seen that vision, had that vision, and unfortunately, Bob never really got to see it come to fruition in what it is today. Bob was tragically killed in an accident, and so we've bestowed an award in his honor for many years here with Crate Racing USA. The people that have gotten that award, if we want to be honest, I would say everybody in here is likely a lifetime achievement person. Everybody dedicates a lot of time, effort. You hear everybody think they're family, they think they're sponsors, they're away from home, they're in the shop every night. You basically, I tell everybody, you basically got to die out. Once you do this, you're pretty much in for life. So a lot of people do this in a lot of different facets. People that have had the award through the years, Jeff Purvis, Ronnie Johnson, people that have raced, Charles Roberts, who on Hoosier Racing Tire with David Miller, Bill Martins, who was the special projects manager for Chevrolet for many, many years and run the Crate Engine program, basically was Bob Cross's second in command and worked at Chevrolet Performance for many, many years and recently retired. So it's basically a who's who of people that have dedicated their life to racing and more so to Crate Racing USA and the things, champions, crew chiefs. We've had a lot of different people, and so we don't take this award lightly. It's something we try to think of somebody who's dedicated their life to the industry and gives a lot back to Crate Racing USA. And we, we're like a family here. I may get upset. I may cry, and that's terrible. That's hard. So, but we're like a family, and we all. I don't have a family. I tell everybody, we were joking earlier, I got a wiener dog. I mean, that's my family. He's treated better than most kids, but that's basically my family. So all my people that work for me, all the people I say for me that work for this racing series, it's not me. We all work together. All the people that support us, go up and down the road. I tell you, they do it for not a lot of money. There's some crazy times. We have a lot of fun. I'm not as big a stick in the mud as a lot of people think I am when we get away from this. So we try to enjoy that. But these folks are my family. And, all of them are basically dedicated to this for a lifetime achievement. And this year, one of our family members has been sick. And, that's somebody who for many, many years started going to races with his family and his buddies and in his race shop. And I can call him about anything. It can be a project at the racetrack. It can be we need to borrow your truck to pull the trailer. He basically bought a truck to pull our trailer. And then this last year, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And he's fought that all year. We've not seen him very much. And I'm not an emotional guy, but I missed him, dang it. And all our people missed him. And we check on him. And he's dedicated a lifetime to this, and he's went through a lot of stuff this year, and I'm going to say he looks pretty good. So I'm glad to have him here, and he's dedicated a lifetime to racing. He does a lot for us. He's probably one of the few officials I have that most people ain't never been mad at. I don't know how he does it, but he can get people lined up. He can get things done, and they're smiling and all that good stuff. So I wish I had a little bit more of that in me. But I feel like somebody that's deserving of that award this year is Mr. Buddy Tucker. So, Buddy, if you'll come up.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. Thank everybody. Thanks for all the prayers throughout the year. Thank everybody for what they've done. Thank y'all.
All right, I know we got our late model sportsman tour guys. Please, if you will, be heading to staging. 602 tour competitors, if you would, please make your way over there. Before we get to them, we're going to reach out and step outside of the weekly stuff and hand out an award that is very important. And I think when it comes to seeing the tour all year long and being around these guys, I get a chance to know these guys and how hard all of our 604 tour guys work their butts off to try to get in victory lane all year. And what a year it was to see these guys go at it as far as trying to get to the top. And it come down to the final 3 weeks of the season before we could actually claim a champion. But not only did we crown a champion, we crowned a Rookie of the Year. And our 2024 Cruise with the Champions Rookie of the Year recipient is Mr. Matt Dooley.
Thank y'all very much. Thanks to Crate USA, Adam, the whole staff was wonderful to me all year. And it was a long year. Lots of up and downs, but we made it through it and persevered and tried our best. So it was a great group of guys that we raced with, Matt and Mario and Bubba and Jimmy. All them guys just really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, and thank you all.
All right, so for everybody that's come up here, I've had to remind them to get a ticket, and everybody that still hasn't come up here that's going to, I'm going to remind you. But at this time, we're going to ask Chris Grainer from Speed Sport TV to come up and explain why our drivers are getting these red tickets. And I've mentioned you guys need to hang around till the night's completely over. We're not over for this, but we're going to get pictures with everybody. But Chris is going to come up and tell you why the drivers, you all have grabbed those red tickets on your way off the stage.
I don't get to stand up in front of drivers very often. For those of you who don't know me, if you guys get those orange email receipts from Rivet, that's my business. I've been doing this since 2010, and it's sort of interesting that Al Varnador's here. The first race we ever broadcast was at East Bay Raceway Park for the Winter Nationals in 2010, and it's been a wild ride since then. So if you don't know what I do, I'm behind the scenes helping everybody broadcast races throughout the country. Usually my computer screen is loaded up with about 50 to 60 of them every Saturday night. It starts at the East Coast and moves its way west, and sometimes it goes all the way over to New Zealand. It did last night. So what the tickets are for, you guys, I don't know who here buys the replay subscription for Crate Racin USA TV. And one of the things I love about Adam is he will take an idea and run with it. He'll let me do it. So what we did is we took the money from those subscriptions for the whole year, and we took a piece of it, and we're going to allocate it out to the drivers. So you're going to have those tickets that you guys have. You forgot some of yours, by the way, that are over there. And came out to around $9,000 when we took around 30% of that purse. We're going to give away 4 $1,000 checks. We're going to give around 8 $500 checks, and then we're going to give 10 $100 checks. So they're worth something, and it's a way to give back to you guys. You guys are the ones who people are tuning in to watch, and a lot of it's your teams that are coming in to watch that replay, right, on Sundays, on Saturdays. So we want to do a little something extra, and that's why we put it together. And you can thank Adam for that. Adam, I've tried to do this with other sanctioning bodies who don't let me do it this way, and I like to do it this way. I think it's a nice thing to do. Gives you guys a shot at a little extra money, and it's nice to get a check for $1,000 you didn't know you're going to get. So thank you.
That's kind of where social media will play a role too, guys. I know we make posts. I know each of you, I think everybody in here, I guess from maybe a certain age level, has some kind of racing social media page. But when we're on Crate Racin USA TV or Speed Sport TV and there's a post up, guys, hit that share button. You never know where that's going to go. You never know who's going to be able to see you. You never know where your next sponsorship might come from. Maybe somebody's watching and they see you do something, man, I like that. That was cool. You never know what might come out of that. So make sure you do that. Anytime you see that on social media, make a share with that. Our inaugural Crate Racin USA Late Model Sportsman Tour. The 602 guys got the chance to go on the road this year and race for touring points. First year that we've had this. And man, oh man, what a race it was, especially for the top three. It came down to the final event at Cherokee Speedway to decide a champion. And really, it came down to the final lap, in all honesty. But our top 10 in our Crate Racin USA Late Model Sportsman Tour Awards, 10th place, out of Caledonia, Mississippi, made 3 features in 2024, Colby Pons. Come on up, Colby.
Sorry about that. you miss staging every now and then. I honestly had no idea I was in the top 10 of this deal. So, I didn't mention very many of my sponsors earlier, so I'll take a minute to mention some of those. FMI Incorporated, Pine Hill Hydraulics, the Young Family, Crowder Cabinets. I got the T6 support team, Barksdale Catfish Lakes, D4 Diesel, Hall of Steens LLC. All these people are just small town people with small town businesses, and they're great, awesome people. And they've stuck around and helped me, and most of them are multiple year sponsors, and a couple of them I just picked up this year. But I want them to know that I'm super grateful for them, and that I wouldn't be able to do it without them. Doty.com helps me every weekend, whether it's small or big. Just all the great people that help me get there. Lance and Merle and the Josephs, as some of the people that help me every week, in and out, just, with everything we do. And I'm surrounded by a great group of people, and I couldn't be prouder to have them. And, I just want all of them to know that I thank them a lot. So, thank y'all.
Ninth place in our Late Model Sportsman 602 Tour points out of Weir, Mississippi. Made 3 features, 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. Bailey Callahan, our ninth place finisher. Eighth in our series points out of Mill Springs, Mississippi. Made 2 features, picked up 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. Josh Parkerson was 8th in our series points.
I'm like Colby. I didn't even know I was in the top 10 on this deal, but I really enjoyed when y'all came through. We had a good race at Wynot, a couple good races at the MAG, so I hope we keep it up, and I get to see y'all again next year. Appreciate it.
Seventh place in our points at a Gulf Shore, Alabama. Made 3 features, 1 top 10. Donald Fredrickson was our 7th place finisher. 6th place, made 3 features, 2 of them were wins. 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s out of Russellville, Alabama, Bryson Mitchell.
I'd just like to thank my girlfriend. She works harder on these race cars than I do. And all my sponsors again. Thank you.
Fifth place in our Late Model Sportsman Tour points out of Cornersville, Tennessee. Made 4 of the features in 2024, 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Dillard Hatchett was our 5th place finisher. Our top 10 in our National Touring 604 guys. Top 10 604 Tour guys, if you will, make your way to staging, please. 4th place, made 5 of our features in 2024. 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 4 top 10s. He's out of Rome, Georgia, Mario Gresham.
We're blessed to be here. Thank the Lord. And somebody I forgot to thank last time? Me. I work a lot on this thing. I thought about that. I hope Adam does this series again and it gets bigger every year. I do. We do a lot of touring, and being able to be on the road with the 602 stuff was pretty good too. So I hope this grows. Thank y'all.
Since Mario said that, I'll do some breaking news. It is coming back next year, and the schedule is going to be soon. So 602 guys, be ready. And it's a pretty good schedule for you guys, and it's spread out pretty good too. So there's some breaking news for the internet. Let's see. 3rd place in our points out of Cunningham, Tennessee. Made 8 features, all 8 of our features. 2 top 5s, and 5 top 10s. He was one of the 3 drivers that came down to the final race of the 2024 campaign. He's out of Cunningham, Tennessee, Caleb Ashby.
I said all I needed to say earlier.
Well, I mentioned it come down to the final race of the 2024 campaign, and it came down to the final lap. The top 2 were literally nose to tail when the white flag came out at Cherokee, fighting for the final spots for the inaugural Late Model Sportsman Tour Championship. Coming up in the runner-up spot, made 8 of the features, 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s out of Moultrie, Georgia, Chase Giddens. And our inaugural champion made 8 of the features, 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s. The 2024 Late Model Sportsman 602 Tour champion out of Huntsville, Alabama, Logan Bradford. All right, we'll jump into our national tour guys. These are the top 10 in our national tour points. I know in previous years we've had this banquet. I think Mark Whitener said it best, and I know we're broadcasting this live. Guys that are hoping to make that step into the super late models, wanting to go touring, wanting to be with the Lucas Oil or the World of Outlaws, the big series. This series right here is a good starting spot. We're going to go to places that if you can win at the places we go to, you can go to these other places and win on a big stage. And these guys, everywhere we went, they were in the hunt for a win. And they were close. Top 5s, top 10s, very competitive. Maybe one of the funnest groups I've been around from start to finish. And I'm telling you, from March all the way to Thanksgiving, these guys went at it all season long. Our 10th place finisher in our points made it to 8 features, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. He's out of Russellville, Alabama. It's Bryson Mitchell.
I need to thank the whole Crate Racing staff. They do a phenomenal job. And like I said, my sponsors, thank you.
9th place in our touring series, also made 8 features, 3 top 10s out of Moultrie, Georgia, Ty Giles. Ty Giles, our 9th place finisher. 8th place in our touring points, made 9 of those features in 2024, 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s, Rome, Georgia's Jake Knowles. Our top 7. These guys are the ones week in and week out. You could count on them when they were at the racetrack. They were going to do all they could do to be a part of the show. Our 7th place finisher, one of our Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year candidates, made 14 of those features. 2 of those were top 10s. He's out of Byhalia, Mississippi, one of my favorite towns to say, by the way. It is Josh Ray.
So I really don't go to banquets or nothing, but I had to come to this one because of Jimmy. So, no, first off, I just want to thank Adam and Chance and Cody, of course, for actually just putting up with me. And back in 2022, I had a lot of life-changing moments. And if it wasn't for, like, my parents and Jimmy and Ben and Tammy and the whole Thomas crew, it wouldn't be where I am today because, like I said, there was just a lot of life-changing moments, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be racing up and down the road by myself. And basically, at the end of 22, Dad was like, if you want a new car, you better work for it and get it, and if you want to run up and down the road, you better want it, you know. And I've met a lot of cool friends on the way, like Mario and Bryson and all them, and they like to cook and wake me up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, you hungry? I say, yeah. So No, it's been fun though, but I can't thank my dad and my mom enough, and Design 75, Rick's Powder Coating, FSR, Jay Dickens for the motor this past year, and 62 Logistics, Rick's Powder Coating, and of course Ben and Jimmy for being remarkable and being a big milestone on my career.
One thing about Josh being on the road, every Thursday at 4 a.m., I guarantee I can get a picture of him driving his bus headed to wherever we're going, since me and him kind of live the furthest away from most of these races we go to. So our sixth place finisher out of Russellville, Alabama, made 12 of our features in 2024. 2 of those were top 10s. And I say he made 12 of them, didn't miss a race, and all of a sudden he wasn't at the racetrack. And I actually asked this question. I was like, where's Braden? He was out cleaning up after hurricanes is why he stepped off the tour. And that's why he wasn't with us for the second half of the year. But when he was there, he was one of our guys week in and week out. So our sixth place finisher in the tour points, Russellville, Alabama, is Braden Mitchell.
Like a lot of people said, I'm not real good at talking, but we'll do our best go here. I want to thank Adam Stewart and the whole Crate Racing group for giving us something to race. I was planning on running weekly stuff this year, and Mario Gresham, he taught me into running this, and we've had a lot of fun. I met a lot of great people. I mean, I think I knocked off 20 front bumpers hitting tractor tires this year, so we got a lot of help. It was a lot of fun. My family, my wife, my little girl, they go through a lot for me to do this. It's as we all know, it costs a lot of money, so you don't get to do a whole lot else other than race if that's what you're going to do in my case. So I'd like to say thanks to them, and I'd like to thank Jay Sparks with Sparks Energy. He does a lot for our team. He keeps us in top-notch equipment. Without him, this wouldn't be possible for us. I'd like to thank Twisted Performance Machine. My wife, she does all my motor assembly, building my motors. She gives me a good power plant week in, week out. Gresham Race Parts, Mario Gresham. I may call him at 3 in the morning some nights. Like, I'll get something on my mind, need somebody to talk to. Well, Mario's up. So I'll call him and we'll talk. Most time it's a bad idea. I'm just going to go ahead and tell everybody it's probably a bad idea. If Braden's calling at 3 in the morning, it ain't nothing that's going to change the world in my racing program. KRC Power Steering, Cody Haskins, ECB Logging, Brian Braggle, Ritchie Brother Auctioneers, Hickman Manufacturing, Riley Hickman, Stealth Carburetors, Doug McRoy with McRoy Motorsports, ML Performance. We got on his stuff at the end of the year, and it's helped me a lot. When I wasn't hitting tractor tires, we made good laps. So I would like to thank him. Henry's Custom Headers, we started running their headers, and I really like them. And you can call him and talk to him about any time during the day. That means a lot to me if I can talk to somebody on, any kind of product I have. And thank all y'all. Thank the guys I raced with. We had a good year. It was good, clean racing. That's about it for me. Thank everybody.
I'm seeing a trend here. I'm hearing a lot of wives and girlfriends doing most of the work in these garages these days. So I think we're setting a trend here. Our top 5 in our national points. This guy made 17 of our features. He was one of our top 5 guys that going into the final month of the season, actually before the final month, the top 5 in the points had a shot at this championship. And as an announcer, and I think Ross could maybe attest to this, as an announcer, when you've got 5 guys fighting for a championship and you got 3 or 4 weekends left, it's pretty awesome to be a part of. So our top 5 in points. Last year he scored the Rookie of the Year in 2023. This year, 17 features, 1 top 5, 8 top 10s, 47,000 TikTok videos. Rome, Georgia's Mario Gresham.
me again. It's the last time I'm going to get to talk to y'all this year. We're building now, supposed to start out next week, weather permitting. My wife does way more than the TikToks, but she does a lot of TikToks. And I don't know what we're going to do next week if there is no TikTok. But she works her tail off. And at the racetrack, y'all see her. She's my tire changer, my fueler, my air. She wants me to get smaller gas jugs or lighter fuel, one of the two. That's a pretty common request. In this crate program, touring and the 604 stuff, we had a new car this year. We spent part of the year figuring it out. It wasn't our 602 fancy by any means, but it got better. We had a lot of help. Once again, Motors by Morgan kept that baby pumping up and down the track fresh all year long. We kept fresh Hoosiers on it all the time. Rex helped us a lot with that. Stealth carburetors, nicking them. ProGlow takes care of us. Washing and everything else. We just had a lot of help. Thank you, everybody. See you next year.
By the way, the top 5 in our Crate Racing USA $100,000 challenge points. You guys might as well stay over there. So Mario, you've got one more time. We get into our top 4. This youngster, when he got on the tour, I knew it'd be fun to see what he could do at some of these places. He's not here with us tonight. Going to some of the tracks we go to, I talk about if you can compete at some of these tracks the 604 Tour goes to, you can compete anywhere in the country. One of the highlights that I think for our 4th place finisher who made 17 features, 4 top 5s, and 8 top 10s was at Tazewell this year, the Tazewell Speedway. Guy never saw it before other than on, I think he mentioned he saw the Scott Bloomquist video of setting the track record. I think that's what he said. Guy goes out, and he is the quickest of the tour guys on 27 degrees of banking in the turns, 22 degrees on the straightaways. Our 4th place finisher, one of our Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year candidates, Bubba Rolling. Our top 3. I think this guy might know just how many miles I've traveled because I think me and him were the ones from the volunteer state making the trip to all these races. Made 16 of the features, would have made 17 other than the very first race of the 2024 season at Needmore. Picked up 3 top 5s, 10 top 10s. He's out of Lenoir City, Tennessee, Matt Henderson.
Thank you. Got to thank the Crate Racing USA staff, Adam and all the people, and Carolyn and Buddy. It was great to see you accept that honor, man. I can't think of anybody, and I think a lot of the people on the list that's previously won that, but I can't think of anyone more deserving. Sure is good seeing you healthy and here to attend this with us, and glad you're going to come back this year. I've got to thank Rusty and his wife Bonnie for providing me with such great equipment to race these races against a high level of competition. You know, I've raced other series and other events that the tech process and the things that we go through aren't as strenuous as what we get with the Crate Racing USA series. So it's really an honor to get to go to these races and compete at this level and know that everyone's getting a fair shake and racing the same equipment. So when you win these races, you know you won against a fair field, and that means a lot traveling up and down the road. So Rusty, Bonnie, they sacrifice a lot to give us the equipment it takes to do this. So I'm eternally grateful for them for giving me an opportunity like I've never had before, and I've been doing this 22 years now. So you know, I've been in a lot of different rides and different opportunities, but this is by far the most fun and the best opportunity. Got to thank Randall with Crate Engine Technology. I've got a whole table full of people back there that support me and help keep this going. We're making a chassis switch this year, but CVR Race Cars has done a lot for me and built me into the racer you guys know. A lot of you guys wouldn't know my face if it wasn't for what Chip's done for me or what I've done with Chip. So, you know, I got to look back and thank them for everything at CVR that they've done for me prior to this year. So, you know, we got Matlock back there, which if you guys don't know, Matlock Decal Company does all the trophies and everything that helps us keep our memories year to year. So, thank him for all he does to make sure that this happens for not only Cruiser but us as racers. Vision Wheel came on board and helped us this year. As I brought them from previous years with me, so I've got to thank them for coming on board. CNC Specialized Washing, there's so many. R&W Properties, which is Rusty's company, and then R&W Glass and Door. And we've got some new people. Tennessee Shine was on board last year, and they're coming back this year. So we've just got so many people that monetarily help us keep going down the road. And I really got to thank Hoosier Tire South for pumping this deal up to make sure that we're running against straight up tires. A lot of the places around home that we would have to run if there was no Crate Racing USA, you don't know what the tire game would be that you'd be racing against. So we go there knowing we're on a 2155 and everybody's got the same opportunity. And I love that we have two choices for every feature, and it comes down to who made the right call. So I really got to just appreciate everybody coming, and I appreciate all my competitors that I've raced with all year. Man, I've had a great time on the road with this group of people, these officials, and I'm really looking forward to getting back going in 2025.
To our top two. Already seen him up here once with our Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year. Made 17 of the features, 5 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Led the points early in the season. And if it hadn't been a trip to his home track, might have maybe carried that a little further. But Matt Dooley rebounded huge in the second half of 2024 to rally up to second and actually put some pressure on Jimmy for the championship. But our second place runner-up out of Brooks, Georgia, it's Matt Dooley.
Well, to continue with my first speech, we set out this year to chase this championship. Me and my car owner, Barry Copeland, decided over the winter, and Josh, that we was going to do this deal, and we set out to run the first 5 and see where we landed, and we was leading the points, and it was like, man, this was looking good, and like you keep on bringing it up every week since then. We had a bad week at Sonoya, and a couple of bad weeks after that too, that kind of knocked us all the way back to 5th at one time in points, so we was able to rebound back to second, one spot short, not where we wanted to be, but this is how it worked out. So I could not have done this without my car-owner, Barry Copeland, his wife, Dory, Josh, my mom and dad, my girlfriend, Skylar, Crown Security, Richard Good, JCB West Pro, Wesley Scott, and his son, Bubba. And, man, so many great people. Fowler Sales and Service, Straub Technologies, Creighton Construction, New Point Lighting and Design, Mr. Wayne, Williams Body Works, TMT Grading, Miles Ace Hardware. Just, man, there were so many people that helped me out and made this deal possible. And once again, Adam and Crate USA, thank you for providing us with somewhere to race and a great series, as Matt said, straight up. And we always knew where we stood, and everything was great. Glad to see Buddy here tonight. Enjoyed you all year. Brandy, Chance, Ethan, Richie, Edmund, everybody here is, and I cannot forget Ray Ray. I cannot forget Ray Ray for always giving me a hard time. But like I said, just so many people, man. Just Hoosier Tire, Roger Dabbs, just so many people that helped make this possible for us. So thank you, and see you guys next year.
And to our top spot. Until 2024, only 2 drivers in the 20-year history of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series had won multiple championships. That changed in 2024. Jimmy Thomas set out to chase the championship. Unfortunately, Jimmy's not with us this weekend. But he did so this year in those 17 features with 4 top 5s and 11 top 10s. Couldn't quite squeeze out that win in 2024, but as most of you know, he started 2025 off on the right foot by winning the Ice Bowl just a couple of weeks ago. But our third two-time Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series champion is Phoenix City, Alabama's Jimmy Thomas. Josh Ray is in the house with us, a fellow Scorpion race car chassis driver, and he's going to speak on Jimmy's behalf.
Thanks, Cody. So Jimmy's been like updating his list all night, so just bear with me. Like, he sent me this big long paragraph earlier this week, and now he's like every 5 minutes like add, and I'm like, dude, I already got it. Like, I've been studying this like the last couple days. But sorry again if I butcher it. So basically, I'm Josh Ray, teammate of Jimmy's with Scorpion Race Cars. He asked me that I stand for him tonight. He's sorry he couldn't be here, but his son Rayson's birthday party couldn't be missed. He said, family comes first as always. And of course, I like Ray too. He's like my own. So, but he said, I first want to thank Adam and his staff with the series for providing us some of the great racing this year. Thank you for all of the racers, their families, and the crew that will get to run up and down the road with each other every weekend to do what we love. You are all, Jimmy, you messed up on that, by the way, truly like a second family. None of this would be possible without the love and support of my family, my wife, McKinley, my son, Rayson, my mom and dad, my sister, Jamie, and JT, my crew, Alex, myself, Tad and Tristan. To my sponsors, Jimmy. To my sponsors, a very special thank you to Patrick and Debbie at Sugarland Garden Soul. Scorpion Race Cars, Race Wraps by Bruce Carroll, Weimer's Wrecker Service, Cha Weimer, FK Rod Ends, Hoosier Tire South, where's it at? Sorry, y'all. Integra Shocks, PPM Racing, Base Racing Fuel, Roberts and Son Aluminum, KRC Power Steering, and Ray's Automotive, because, like Jimmy said, without all this, it wouldn't be possible, and we have great sponsors that help us, and then we help Jimmy with it too, because we know it takes a lot. So thanks again, and I wish everyone a great 2025 season.
Down to our final awards of the night. Our Crate Racing USA $100,000 challenge points. These were points accumulated through the year at our 10,000 plus races, or $10,000 to win plus races. Some bonus money for the guys that raced on the tour this year. Our top 5, our 5th place finisher out of Lenoir City, Tennessee, Matt Henderson.
Doesn't seem like that long ago I was standing here. No, I'm just kidding. I got to thank my crew. I didn't thank them in my last speech, but, Rusty, Daryl, Gary, got Trent with me, and just got great people that helped me, and even people that's just not here that have supported me all year. Leaving home and having responsibility at home, somebody's got to step in and take over those responsibilities when we're out chasing these checks. So, thank everybody that does that for me and everybody that goes up and down the road with us. But, I appreciate what this little bit of bonus may not seem like a lot to people, this bonus series within a series, but it was really cool to have 2 opportunities to race for a championship, and I appreciate what everybody's done to make that happen. Thank y'all.
Fourth in our Crate Racing USA $100,000 plus challenge points. He was runner-up on the big tour, Brooks, Georgia's Matt Dooley.
So to continue in my second speech, I want to thank Clint Smith and CSR, everybody there. And I can't forget Stacy. Stacy helped me out so much this year. Every race, he was with me. And I can't thank him enough. And everybody else that came with me, it was some weeks it was Big Jim, it was Richard, it was Dave, it was her mom, Skylar's mom, Brittany, my dad, Barry, Josh. Like I said, everybody just that was a part. Just thank you so much, and thanks Adam again for this opportunity. And once again, we'll see you guys later.
Our podium and our Crate Racing USA $100,000 plus challenge out of Rome, Georgia, Mario Gresham.
Signed off a little early last time. Sitting there thinking, listening to the young guns come up and everything, and talking about the kids and the youth in this. You know, I grew up at a racetrack too, since I could walk, and my dad racing and everything else, and everything he's taught me. And he's had health problems for the last couple of years, so he doesn't get to come out and go racing much. He got to come out once this year, but it's great seeing all the kids coming up. My kids are just getting old enough that maybe soon they'll start really wanting to be a part of this more, and getting to the age where they can get invested and they can drive some too. I know that while my daddy raced during my teenage years, I didn't care about it. I didn't want to go to the races. I did other things. And then when I got old enough and I wanted to do it, you know, he said, well, if you're ready, you missed all the golden years. Let's start now, you know, and it was a little late. But one of the things he did teach me was, you know, we're all in this together. We can be friends, family. You know, we can get mad. We can be happy. But at the end of the day, everybody I know and everybody I'm friends with just about comes from this group of people that runs up and down the road. So this might be my last time I talk to you this year. But my trailer's always open. I got everything to build 2 race cars typically. But if y'all ever need anything, we're there for you. Thank you.
Our runner-up in our Crate Racing USA $100,000 challenge points comes out of Clay Hill, Florida. Made 7 of our features this year. That is Bubba Rolling was our runner-up. And our 2024 Crate Racing USA $100,000 plus challenge champion. Not only did he win the National Tour Championship, but he also cashed in on the $100,000 plus challenge bonus money as well. Phoenix City, Alabama's Jimmy Thomas.
All right, I'm going to put this so Jimmy can see it on the camera so he'll shut up. All right, so I got an update again after I left the last time. So Jimmy said this time, because he literally just sent me a picture of Ray eating cake and all this kind of stuff too. But Jimmy said Jimmy would also like to thank the Crate Racing USA crew for allowing us something extra to run within the series. With that being said, he's just basically saying running this easy go deal. I mean, it helps out a lot. I mean, it helps me out personally, it helps Jimmy out, it helps all of us out, which Jimmy's really appreciative of all of it.
All right. Well, that has put a wrap on our awards. Once again, everybody, I want everybody to stick around. We want to get some pictures in front of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA banner, which is just outside of this door. I know a lot of folks are going to be taking pictures. Let's get our winners and our champions and our top 10. We'll get you there. Then everybody else can kind of come back in and take those pictures. But there is one final item of business. Oh, yes. And if you are on one of these photos, these checks, guys, these are yours. So make sure you collect these. If somebody's watching at home and you've got somebody here representing you, make sure you get this because that is yours. And our final item of the night, Chris Grainer has got a box over here that's got some tickets in it. We're going to give out some money, so everybody pull out your red tickets.
I didn't tell you the rules. You only win once. And since you can only win once, we'll start out with the big numbers first. I'm a math guy. I know that if I give out the 100 first, the people who are at the top would be a little upset. I need a kid or something because I can't draw them. Who's the kid that's going to draw them? Once you win, you're out. So we start with well, you can't win 1,000 4 times. And there's some guys up here that I was thinking along the way. I was like, come on, that guy is up here for the 3rd, 4th time. So start off with the first 4 1,000s. You can do the other ones. And this is where I realize I'm getting older. 7955. Did you only have like 2 tickets? Kristen's taking names, so just go over to Kristen. And I also like to do these fast. We had this discussion, so we're not doing it slow. 7890. Where'd Kristen go? I 7977. The last $1,000 draw. $8026. All right. Now we're going to do the 8. No, we got more. First $500. 8054. And again, you can't win twice, so pay attention. 8033. No 8033. Do we have no? Did that one? Okay, did pull in. Okay. 7964. Who's doing math? Is this the 4th one? 8093. You're going to jinx me. Adam said, you done well. You haven't picked somebody twice. Here we go. You ready? It's your fault. 7993. We're still good, huh? Look out. How many of that is how many 500s have we done? 5? 3 to go? $7935. Man, we're doing all right. $8021. Last 500? Who do you think should get it? $8094. I bet you that's a double. I think we had 8093. $8094 is a double? Everybody confirm that? Okay. $8063. All right, congratulations to everybody who's going home with some more cash, but I know we need to move it because I think that there's an open bar tab, right, that's pretty decent. And I'm in the South, so I know how that works. I lived in the South for a while. $8047. $100. She's a really good drawer, by the way. I mean, she is on top of it. 8055. $8130. Did we have somebody for that 8130? Okay, good. 7982. Was that one good? Did we have it? That was good. 7895. Yeah, hand ups. We got to know who you are. Holler. 8041. Yell loud. Repeat. Same with 7895. Was that also a repeat? Okay, we got that one. Good. Now I just still don't know where we're at. I'm not trying to make it go long. 7904. $7987. $8096. Bingo? Anybody? Man, you the luckiest guy. $7896. This is also how you figure out how you don't want to do it next year. 8044. A147. How many we got left? 8060. Seven nine seven three. Should we just do one more for $300 and get it done so you can go drink? You guys are quiet. Last one for $300. $8125. Anybody? There you go. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. Be careful on your way home. Don't forget photos, and just a little bonus for those of you. If you go just down this hall, turn left, back in the corner, there's a lounge. There is an open bar tab there. So if you want to hang out, they're open till 11 tonight. Tell them you're Crate Racin USA in there, and we will take care of that stuff in the bar till 11. So go through there, take care of that. Don't forget your photos. Be safe going home. Thank you for coming. And don't forget, photos just out the doors. If you got checks or photos or trophies, make sure you pick those up and take them home with you. Thank you. Melissa Markowitz, are you in the room still? Okay, I have somebody looking for her, so I'm going to send them. There she's coming in the back door right there.